Right, recording.
Awesome. So very, very warm welcome, everybody, to this SC call on the 29th of May, 2017. I can't believe we're nearly into June, like nearly halfway through the year. Very, very, very warm welcome to our amazing next guest that we have on the line, who, if any of you remember Andy Kraus that did our SC call a few weeks ago, who absolutely blew it up, if any of you remember. I asked Andy, I said, hey, Andy, you must have a few friends that have a bit of fire like you, right? Like, I'd really love to have them on one of our Team YOLO calls. And he recommended the amazing Ben. And Ben today is going to discuss identifying your motivation. So the call's normally about half an hour, Ben, and then afterwards we'll do a few questions and we'll set the homeworks and stuff. Just an FYI, guys, this SC call, we're going to change things up a bit, and we're going to start setting homeworks every week. So if you're someone that's not SC yet, then this is something that you'll be emailing me, which is mintoyolo@gmail.com. And every single week, we're going to be setting homeworks. And at the end of the SC program, we're going to start sending out certificates. We used to do it this way, and this is the way we're going to go back to doing it because it's really successful. And we'll be doing it in like 8-week programs, and then we'll have like a couple of weeks off, and then we'll restart the program. So I'm going to introduce Ben now really quickly, and then he's going to share like his story. He has a really powerful story, which I'm going to touch on. So Ben's now 30 years old. He's a qualified sports scientist and a German champion in kickboxing. Holla! He's been in the juice business for 3.5 years. And the first year he went to DD. In the second year, he went from STV to NMD. And now this year, his aim is to take his team to PMD level, which is same as NMD in America, and 100 club, and they're aiming for a 400,000 pound pay line, euros. He's in Germany. Ben has an incredible story of never giving up, always pushing through your barriers and not stopping until you get what you want, which is just, his story is amazing. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to hand over to him, and he's going to share his story with you. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Ben. Thank you for the nice introduction. And I'm a little bit under pressure now after Andy blew everything up. So I'm just going to start. Do you want to have a presentation or just with me? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, of course you can share your screen, but whatever you want to do.
Right. This was also my presentation on a conference. My topic was never give up. So it's you already mentioned it without knowing it. I took on two sides because I've got a little bit background story of sports before I started my Just Plus business. And I always was a sports fan. You see it here. I played soccer when I was young, until I was 11, I think. And then I started to do some martial arts. I started to train Taekwondo, and I really wasn't talented. Really not at all. I came from football. I wasn't even to be able to rise my feet up to my chest or something. And the whole sport I really wasn't talented for it, but I loved it. I watched so many films and so many movies about fighting and stuff, Jackie Chan or whoever was out there. And I really wanted to become good. And I trained a lot. I trained for 11 years until I won my first competition. And I'm here to do, and I love it, I'm here to do a little bit real talk. My team knows me exactly for that, because I never do chit chat. I always say, okay, if you want to get something big, you have to pay the price. Nothing comes without paying the price. And for me in my sports career, it was like that. I trained a lot. I never went to partying with my guys. I had to train before. So there was always my first priority, and this was my sports. And after like 11 years, I won my first competition. And this did not come without a lot of effort, a lot of pain, and a lot of suffering, because I'm a very small guy. I know you don't see it, but I'm very, very short, and I'm used to get a lot of muscles very easily. And this is for a sport like kickboxing or taekwondo very bad, because you have different weight classes, and I was always too heavy for my height, and then I have to make a solution, and I started to train more, to go for jogging more, etc. And I really had to first improve my diet, and from this point I still needed like 5 kilograms to lose 5 more kilograms to start in the right class. So I've got a friend who was also very good in martial arts, and he recommended me a shake, not compared to ours, not really healthy one, but he told me, hey, just take it. You will live with it. It isn't healthy at all, but it will do the job. And so for my first really important fight, I had to lose like 8 kilos more within 1 month. And I started to drink like 1 shake a day, nothing more, like 5 liters Cola Zero or something a day. Just to get past the day, I had to train twice a day. So it wasn't healthy. I knew that, but I really wanted to become a German champion. This was always my goal. And so I drank for like 1 month, just 1 single shake a day, like 5 liter Cola Zero a day. And I went 2 to 3 times a day to sports to get my weight. And that's it. I mean, never do that. I don't recommend it at all. But this was my way to achieving what I wanted. And everyone thinks success is like, okay, you start and you go on and you go on and you go on, and there will be the success. But it's much harder. You have got a lot of downs and ups and downs and ups. And but I had my first good results in the end. And I mean, even in sports and in business, everyone wants to be successful, like every single one. But no one shows you what it takes. Oh, nice. And and I think a lot of people are a little bit scared when they see what the price is. And I mean, it doesn't matter if it's my upline, if it's a sideline. Everyone who wants to be successful has to pay the price. And don't be shocked. I bring you now a few pictures of myself. This was me with like 63 kilograms. This was my division I had to fight with my height. And after 11 years, I really made it. I've won the first fights, and I got the feeling, okay, if I really want to achieve something, I'm able to. And I went on and went on and went on. And like half a year later, I had my biggest competition. It was about the German championships, and I won it. I really won it. But this was also my hardest walk. 3 days before I had this competition, I had 3 kilograms too much, and I was a little bit stressed. How should I get rid of 3 more kilos after I ate for like 20 days, nothing than just shakes? And I again told my doctor, and he was like, okay, there's another opportunity, much more unhealthy, but if you're careful, you can do it. And I went to, I don't know the English word, sauna. Do you know what a sauna is? Yeah, okay. I went to it with a little bit of water, took my went to it and had to look. Okay, I have to lose 3 more kilos. How should I do it? I went to the sauna, didn't drink a lot, but I went there for I think 2 hours and lost the last 3 kilograms. I of course took my what's called, wait a sec, my scale with me to check my weight every single time. And then one day before the competition, I stopped drinking. I had my weight, always just sipped a little bit. And this was my hardest part. I had to do it afterwards more often, but the first time was the hardest part for me. And I really felt like shit. I didn't eat for like nearly a month. I drank for like 1 day nothing. I even went to the sauna, and I really felt at some point I also thought, okay, am I going to survive this shit? Yeah, of course I did. I was very oh shit. One sec, please. I really look for it to not overdo it, but I really didn't feel good. And then I went for the competition, for the weigh-in. After the weigh-in, I were again allowed to drink, to eat, and I felt absolutely happy because I had suddenly so much energy. I was allowed to eat, and the whole nutrition went through my bloodstream, and I made it. I became German champion in 2011. I did it again in 2012, even in another sports. I made it in taekwondo then, and I went for the the international championships for the German team, and I reached my goal through a lot of suffering, a lot of giving up. I didn't went to so many things my friends did and so on. And but from the positive thing was it was absolutely positive because I got everything I wanted back then. But for my mind, it was very important that I knew from that day, no matter what, if I want something, I can achieve it. It doesn't matter how much it costs. And my business started a little bit different, but I would say I wasn't talented again. I was a little bit shy, and I just knew training, studying. I studied sports science back then, and I already knew I don't want to become a teacher or something like that. So I had to think about, okay, what do I want to do for a living later on? And then I finished my bachelor degree, and I was looking for something. And I always dreamed about more. I always told my dad, hey, when I'm 35, I don't know why I said this age, but if I hit 35, I don't have to work anymore. This I told my dad already with like 15 or so, and he was always laughing at me, but I always dreamed of more. I sat so often with my best friend and, hey, what would we buy if we win the lottery or something? What houses would we live in? I was always a dreamer. And one day, this best friend called me and told me, hey, Ben, you have to come over today or tonight. Dennis Komgütte is coming. He's an uncle of some kind of him. We are going to be millionaires. And I was like, what the fuck? What do you want? And he was like, yeah, we are going to be millionaires with vitamin pills. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. Go away with this shit. And but he begged me to come. And at this evening, I went there. And my aim was to go there, to let them talk to me, to go home, and everyone is happy. My best friend is happy because I came. I'm happy because I didn't do anything, and I can go back home again. But it came a little bit different. I went there, had a talk for like 4 hours. Dennis is a former doctor for the teeth, however it's called in English correctly, and dentist. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I had to talk with him about the capsules and the ingredients and the marketing plan and so on for like 4 hours. I think he was like, oh my God, stop asking questions. But in the end, I signed in, and I was beside my studies, I was a personal trainer back then, and I called my mom. She was my first customer. I told her, hey, I found something. There are a lot of studies behind it, and you have got a very bad immune system. You have got 2 possibilities. You buy it and take it, or I buy it and you take it. I don't care. I want you to test it. And my mom felt pity for me, I think, and she said, okay, I'm going to buy it. My dad as well, and a few clients from my personal training, and I hit DD, and I was like, yes, I'm the man. And I liked the position so much that I stayed it for 1 year. Now, it was a little bit different. As I said, I think I wasn't the most talented one, and I did a lot, like going to events. I read books. I went to the conventions, but I didn't do the job which produces income. And this was the main problem. And Dennis came from Switzerland once a month, and always told me, if you're going to do it, you're going to be so successful, and so on. And he always pushed me in a way, in a very positive way, where I felt, okay, I can do it. I don't know how, but I can do it. And at some point, he came over again after like 1 year, and there was the convention in Barcelona. And I already ordered the tickets. I already ordered apartments for my team and for a team of sideline from me. And then it was like, okay, if you want to come, you have to hit SDD this month. Otherwise, you're not allowed to come. And it was the joke, but I took it seriously. And back then, we didn't use Facebook. We didn't use the whole stuff. So I sat in a lot of cafes and showing the business and the capsules and stuff. No program around the products. And it was definitely harder, but still possible. And somehow I hit SDD in September. In September, and I was allowed to come to Barcelona. And Barcelona changed everything for me. My sister, which is my strongest line now, she brings like 120,000 pay line or so. She went with me to Barcelona and told me, hey, I just want to do a holiday with you, because she hated just class. She hated the whole business. And she was also like, I'm not allowed to talk to my boyfriend, because if he starts this, he's going on my nerves every day. And so she just came with me to have a little bit holiday with me. And she was already studying psychology, because my dad is one and has his own business with it, and he's very successful with it. And she had a good option A, and she was not looking for another opportunity, but she liked all these people. They're so happy, and everyone has got a smile on the face, and this was what triggered my sister. And so she joined, and she built up a huge business with her boyfriend. Oh, that's a chat. No, not personal customers. I mean, the team of my sister brings like 120,000 pay line every month for my whole team. And yeah, we started with Facebook. Timo Bauer told us how to use it a little bit. He's a sideline as well. And I like to talk with him. But back then, he showed us a little bit how to use it, and we started. We didn't know how to do it. We just did it. And this was what made us successful. I think I wrote like 8,000 people on Facebook and made my first customer. So this didn't come easy as well, but I knew, okay, it's working. I'm bad at it, but it's working. A sideline of me, Marta, she made with like 100 chats, like 15 customers. So I had to learn a lot, but I knew it will work. And within the year 2015, I hit NMD within 1 year. It wasn't easy, of course not. I worked a lot. I worked as just a little bit as personal trainer on site and worked like 10 to 14 hours a day. I really went for it. And the result was NMD in September 15. And I worked harder and harder up to January 16, I think, because the year 2016 was a little bit the good life year. I stopped working very hard and enjoyed a little bit the new lifestyle. As I joined, I lived from like $800 a month. And after 1 year or 2 years, I suddenly had like 5,000 to 6,000 euro a month. And this was huge for me. I couldn't handle it. And I went for the first holiday with Lucas and Andy and so on to skiing to the Italians, to Stefano, Andrea, and so on. And I was for like 1.5 months on Mallorca, working a little bit from there. I went to the US convention in Phoenix to the Club 39 event. And here we built a huge team, but I didn't work as hard as I should have. And so the team or all my lines who got strong leaders were growing on, and all my lines where I was the first leader died out because I didn't went for it for 100%. And why should they? And so I had to make a decision again. And this was after 1 year, like holiday, to work again, to really work hard again. And this wasn't so easy for me because I was used to the good life, to work like 3 or 4 hours, to manage a little bit my team. The pay line was still very good, but this wasn't what I really wanted to have. And we were at GoPro. This is a picture of GoPro. There's Andy. And we had a dinner there, and Timo Bauer was there, and we talked a little bit. Okay, what did we take from this, and what was the message of GoPro for myself? Because in the end, I liked the event, but there wasn't too much value. But I had the feeling, okay, I would like to stand one day on the stage. But even if they would have asked me, I wouldn't have deserved it because I didn't work hard enough. And at this day, this was a breakout session for all the Just Plus people. I made the decision again and started to work again very, very hard. Because in the end, good things come to those who hustle and not wait. And we started to hustle as I came back to Germany, I started with hustle calls. These are Zoom calls who are working 24/7. And I told all my leaders, okay, I'm here now for every day for at least 14 to 16 hours, and I will work. Everyone who's willing to come in is welcome for the time he has. I know there are so many people who are doing it part-time. Come in for the time you have. And if you're not productive, if you're playing on Facebook some games or watching videos of cats or something or sweet dogs, go out of the Zoom call. But if you're focused, if you're willing to work, you're very welcome to join me. And from December, at this day here, downline of mine called me and was like, hey, I really want to change something. And it was Sasha, he's called Sasha, and he joined the business. He's also, he's still a German champion in kickboxing. He just stopped a few months ago. But he was like, I really want to change something. And he joined the business 2 years ago for like $300 a year. Because if you are in kickboxing and want to go to an international contest, you have to pay for it. You don't get any money at all. You even have to pay to go to international competition. And he wanted to get those $300 a year with Just Plus. And that's what he did in 2016. But in December, he called me and told me, hey, I really want to change something. I want more. I want to go for it finally. And I told him, okay, I already made a decision for myself. You're very welcome to join me. And he was SDD with like 200 pay line. And he started to hustle very hard with me every single day from I think the 17th of December up to the 31st. And this was a month he worked hardest from his whole Just Plus career. And his outcome was zero. He didn't earn any money in this month. The month he worked so hard. But he trusted me and we went for it. Oh, nice drawings. And in January, he hit SC. In February, he confirmed the SC. In April now, he hit the SSC. He built up within a few months from 0 to SSC. And I knew he would do it. And I knew everyone could do it. And for me, that's a message for myself. If I'm active and focused to 100%, it doesn't matter how much time I've got. If I've got like 2 hours a day and I want to work for it 100% focused. Your team sees it, your team copies you, and why should your team work harder as you? So this was the message. This was my learning curve. And this month, another SSC will come. Next month, another SSC will come. And all of them are different lines. New build from December up to now. And if I can do it, everyone can do it. I'm still not the most talented one, but I'm always willing to be the hardest worker in the room. And I think if you're able to say, I'm the hardest worker in the room for every single day, you will be successful. There's no other way. And yeah, compared to the year 2016, there's much less holiday, there's much less lifestyle, but there's much more hard work. You see, I'm working for myself again, for my body. In the end, we are selling not the products, but a program, a nutrition sports program. And if I want to sell it, I have to work again for it, even for my body. I'm working with my team very close through the Zoom calls, but as well through my home. Since 3 months or so, I'm never alone. Every day, someone is spending time at my place. Right now, I've got 3 people again, from Austria, from Germany, from I don't know where they come from, but they're at my place to work with me because they've got the feeling, okay, A, I can learn from him, and B, he's someone I can look up to and I can copy work ethic from. And I think if you're able to do this for your team will explode. And as long as you're not able to say, okay, I really gave it 100% every day, every moment, it's going to be very hard in this business. But if you're willing to give 100% of your time, I always say it, of your time, because not everyone has got the same time, you will be successful. There's no other way. And I recommend you just to go for it for a certain time. Maybe make a 90-day game plan. We just started again, and a franchise partner of mine said it so well. If you're willing to let everything go for 90 days, which is not productive for your business, all those things won't change. Your family will be your family still after 90 days. Your girlfriend or husband or boyfriend or whatever will be the same person if you talk with them correctly after 90 days. But within 90 days, your business can change a lot. So if you're willing to do at least once, no excuses, for 90 days, I will guarantee you will take something from it. I'm not able to say, okay, do it and you're enemy. But as Dan always says, if you're willing to give 100% for a certain time, you will take something from it, for a personality, for a pay line, for the friendships, for whatever. You will get something from it. And this is what we are doing right now. We launched a 90-day game plan again. And in the end, 5% will do it, but those 5% will change their lives. And this is what this business did to me. I really was a successful sportsman, but with no money at all. Today, I'm not in such a good shape, but I've got so good friends. I've got a very good running business. I learned so much about myself and other people. My learning curve of my personality went so high, and so on and so on. This business gave me everything I've got today, and I would do everything again like I did it, because even if I made maybe some mistakes or spent too much money for a holiday or whatever, I learned from it. And I'm very proud of it. And yeah, today I also hustled again for the whole day. We'll do it until, I think, for 5 more hours. Then it's 2 or 3 o'clock midnight, because it's end of the month and my team wants to get new positions, and I couldn't sleep well if I'm going to sleep and they have to work hard. And it was already set. My goal this year is PMD 100 Club 400,000 pay line. It's hard work, but it will work. I know it already, and that's it. So in the end, I'm not a special person. Everything I did, I believe everyone can do. You just have to be willing to suffer a little bit, to enjoy nice and bad moments, to just enjoy the ride of an entrepreneurship. I think this is my story. I made it a little bit longer, like 35 minutes. You're very welcome to ask questions.
That was absolutely amazing. I knew that when Andy told me that he said that you were the one person that stood out from him from conference more than anything. And he told me, and I didn't know you were going to do that speech, which is so funny because I said to him, wait, am I muted on? Okay, sorry.
No, we heard you.
Yeah, I basically, and Andy, he said to me, he's the one person that really stuck out to me, like from conference, and I was just like, oh my god, okay, we definitely have to have him. And I didn't know. He said to me, make sure he does his story, his boxing story, and I said, okay, I'm gonna tell him. And that's why I asked you the other day. I was like, can you tell me that story so I know if we should definitely include that? And I didn't know you were going to do your conference speech, and you did, and I'm like, amazing. I think that was so good. And I think that's probably what we really needed to hear, especially there are a few people on this line who've been SC for a while, me included. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you just got to reset, and you just got to press that reset button, like you said, like you did in December. And I love actually that you showed people that you like took a year off. Like I didn't know that about you. And I love that you're like, yeah, you know what? I took a year off. I was earning $6,000 a month and I just lived my life a little bit. And I do think, you know, life is for living. So I do love that you did that. You know, you got to NMD and then you were like, you know what? I'm going to pie. Cool. But what's even better is that you've recognized that right now, and I think a lot of UK leaders, to be honest, have done that with you. I think they all got to like the top, you know, PMD position, and then they've like slacked a little bit, not in a bad way, but you know, they've just gone to live their life, and then now they've all got their game back on, especially since we started opening places like Dubai and stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy because watching that shift, even the people, I love hearing from someone that's NMD already, that's gone, you know what, I'm still hungry, I'm going for it again. So while I'm going to give everyone a chance to have a think about a couple of questions, because I know we've gone over a bit over time, but I just think this is so valuable, and I hope everybody else has found this as valuable as me, at least. I'd really like to, I just quoted you on my Facebook, and Andy got jealous and put, oh, you didn't quote me, which I thought was really hilarious. I'd really like to ask you to set like 3 homeworks. Is there like 3 tasks that you really think people should do in order to be able to, you know, maybe that going with the theme of the idea of never giving up, and perhaps like never giving up and identifying their motivation? Like, what is it that really kept you going that you really think maybe people could, like, I don't know, maybe a question they could ask themselves or anything like that?
My first advice is to really look into your day, how much time you got for your business. To be very honest with yourself. How long do you have to work? How long do you have to go to whatever? And in the end, how many hours do you have left? And are you willing to work those hours? And then make a plan. I want to do, like, I'm working a lot on Facebook through adding just random people, write with them, giving value. And I've got like an activity list. It's German. I don't know if you can, I won't show it. It doesn't matter, but
maybe you can translate it after.
Yeah, my daily basis is like adding at least 500 people a day to at least put persons in certain groups, like experience groups for our program, like 10 a day at least. I work at least 13 to 15 hours a day. I go at least 1 time live a day. I use every day the WhatsApp story, the Facebook story, the Instagram story. I like and comment of every day the stuff of my downline, of my team, and I wishes everyone who's got a birthday, everything, how it's called, you know what I mean.
Yeah, happy birthday message.
Yeah, not just like happy birthday. I'm writing a text like I'm their best friend. A very long text, hey, happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. And I at least do 5 contacts live outside somewhere, because I love to just be with people. If I'm outside with my team, they're always laughing, but it's impossible to let me to speak someone. If I'm going to cinema, for example, after that I've got the Facebook account of the tickets sale guy, or the one who cuts off the tickets, or the one who sells popcorn, or it doesn't matter. I always start talking to people, what they are doing for a living, and it's their main job, and if they're happy, and if they're sympathetic to me, I just ask them, hey, are you on Facebook? Oh, cool. I like you. What's your name? Give me your name, blah, blah, blah. I always look for cool people. I won't be able to tell you now what I'm doing, but it's in sports and diets. In sports and diet is something interesting for you. Most people say yes. I mean, diet is important for everyone. And so at least 5 people a day, old school, if you want so, to read every day like 30 minutes. And this is my daily to-do list. And I won't go to sleep until I have it done. This is my first tip. Take a look how much time you have. Take a look how much you can do, and make a list and really go for it. If you're not able to make it countable, it's very hard. It's like making customers. I know if I write like with 500 people, I will do so and so many customers or so and so many new business partners. And then I'm able to make it countable and to make it real. If I'm like, I want to sponsor now 100 people this month, and I don't know how many people I have to speak, and with how many people I have to get in contact, it won't work. Yeah, I never sponsored so many, but you know what I mean. 500 people a day, Someone asked me, I add 500 people a day.
Sorry, say that again? My thing.
I was asked if I add 500 people a day. Yeah, I do on Facebook.
I've got a question. Can I ask? Yeah. So 500 people a day, you're adding to your friends, on Facebook. That's right? Okay, so where did you get them from? Where do you look for them?
It's just quite easy. No, I've got like friends who are not interested in the business, and they've got friend lists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's it.
You go into their friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My question with that is, doesn't Facebook block you?
I had it like once or so. No. And I just write with people who accepted my friendship request. And then it's fine.
Okay. But does Facebook not block you from adding so many people?
No.
Oh my God, it's done that to me before. Okay.
and if I use my second account. So I've got a second account I work with. I always tagging myself to have a good timeline there as well. But if something happens there, I still have got my second one. And they block you for like 24 hours. That's nothing. So stop for like 36. I'm going back to old messages. They stopped somewhere. I still can do something.
Yeah. Someone had a question, I think.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? So, Benjamin, when you add somebody randomly, do you message them as well?
Just if they accept my friendship request. If I just send a message out, I will be blocked within 1 hour. But if they accept my request, I'm ready to shoot from Facebook.
So you just add them first, and then you send them a message if they confirm your friendship.
Yeah. Right. And like 2 years ago, it didn't matter. You could just write to everyone, and you weren't blocked. But they changed it, and it's not possible anymore. After
it goes to message requests.
So you're requesting 500, but you don't get confirmation of 500. I take it.
No.
Right.
No, of course not. So I'm going to delete the open ones like every 2 or 3 days, and then I start over.
Thank you.
The second tip, for me, hard, in the end, hard work, but as well, personal development is very important. So don't forget that. For me, there were a lot of problems I had with myself. I had to get rid of, and I had to grow on. And I think too many people just say, okay, I don't have to do it or so, but there are so many things which can hold you back. And if you don't read the right books, have good people you can talk to. I've got, for example, Lucas Spies. I think a lot of people know him already. He's a good friend of mine, and everyone needs someone who can say the truth right in your face. And it can hurt, it will hurt, but it's good for you. You grow with it. And I've got a few people who do it with me, and I recommend to have someone you can really be honest with, and who can also see if you make progress, because the progress in your personality is, for me, for myself, a key element of being successful. So everything, all the uplines told you, read the right books and audio tapes and stuff. It's important in the end. I read so many things from Anthony Robbins and watched so many YouTube links, and it gave me so much for myself. I wouldn't miss that. And I think this is also a key for my success. So personal development as point 2, and make it also, not countable, but let people who know you very well and who are also in this business, let them check on you on a regular basis if you're making progress. And
accountability, buddy.
Yeah, and ask them for their opinion, what's holding you back. Sometimes you don't see it, and sometimes it's very hurtful. I broke up with a girlfriend when I hit NMD. I had to do it, and I paid the price. It's okay. And I made a lot of cuts in my life to come where I'm, to become what I'm today, and to get where I'm today. So personal development, absolutely. And but very important for me as well, there are so many people there are so many people who don't do it, but as well there are so many people who do so much personal development, going for every personal development event, reading books all day long. This won't make your business grow as well. So have a good balance. Do it, but in the end you're paid to make customers and to help partners to gain customers and gain partners. So this should be always your main activity. And the last tip is surround yourself with good people. It's proximity. If you're with good people, with focused people, you're going to learn a lot. There's some rule which says 30-30-30. 30% spending time with people who are under your level, 30% spending time with people on your level, and 30% spending time with people above your level. And I always was like, okay, I really want to make the connections to the very successful people, and what kind of value can I add to them? Because why should they spend time with me? And that's something you always can ask yourself. We all see those 100 clubs, 500 clubs, and want to be part of the cool parties and the nice stuff, the bright side of life. But why should they spend time with you? And this is your responsibility. Everyone can add value. It doesn't matter if you're a dealer or a PMD or NMD. If you, and there's again the hardest working person in the room, if you're the hustler in the room, if you are the one who's working very, very hard, people will see it and they will love it, because every successful Just Plus partner knows he's where he is because of true hard work. And this is something you can add to people, or just to be nice to them, to make them smile. These are the things you can do for them, and then there's a possibility they spend time with you. And this is never that's how it's called in English. In German, you say it's not on their plate, so they don't have to do it. It's not their thing to come to you and, hey, welcome to the new business, and do you want to spend time with me? No, it's up to you. You have to make the connections, and I think this is something I'm talented in. I can really have nice talks with people and make them laugh a little bit and having fun, and choose wisely with whom you're going to spend time. You're going to become with who you sit next to. If you're with like 5 people who smoke, you're the 6th one. If you're with 5 broke people, you're the 6th one. And if you're with 5 very successful people, you're the next one. You just copy the habits of your peer group. And so choose this wisely, and always remember, people who are successful left a lot of people they loved for this business, for every business. My best friend who signed me in is still a dealer and spending time with like computer gaming and so on. I still love him, but I see him max twice a year. And if I leave my best friend, why should I spend time with you if you're not focused?
Yeah. I think that's so powerful. Yeah.
I've got a question. How do you keep track of prospects? How do you mean it?
I think they probably mean, do you record? Do you record who you speak to? Does that make sense? Like when you write down.
Yeah, I've got a list in my black little book, and if I send someone my video where I explain the business and our concept and stuff, I write it down. If I got a positive feedback, once or twice a month, I would go to all my chats of the last 2 months or so, and watch again. Okay, where was the conversation stopped? And if they saw the video, told me, hey, it's cool, and then the conversation stopped, I just sent a message like, are you still alive? It's something funny. I don't care. Some will react, some already died. So it's fine. They're got plenty other stuff to do. I don't have to run after them. It's up to them. They had the information. They found it interesting to some point, and now it's up to them to come to me again. If I already wrote them like 2 times. I keep track, because I think everyone knows how daily living is. If I watch at my cell phone in the morning, I've got already like 300 new messages somewhere in groups and stuff. And daily living is hectic, and of course there are messages going under, or you forget it, and of course I write them a few times, but after a few times I just write, okay, it seems you're not interesting. I wish you a lot of success in your life, all the best. Maybe someday we will meet again.
Awesome. That was awesome. The reason I'm so paused is because I've scribbled so many notes myself. I can't wait to text Lauren and be like, Lauren, that call was absolutely amazing. And even thank Andy for introducing us to you, because that was super sensational. Don't tell Andy this, but I thought Andy blew the call up, but you just gave us so many. I want to thank you so much for just really sharing with us what you actually do, because I think sometimes what some people struggle with on calls is that some people come on a call, and some people, from the team that are watching maybe don't feel like they have things to do from the call, which is why I want to go back to setting the homeworks, because they are like specific tasks that we can work on and that we can do from what we've learned from you. And then we go back through the call and everything else that we've learned. That was so sensationally good. Like, I can't even tell you how like blessed I feel that, Andy connected us and that you just shared that with the whole team. And I really would love it if everybody could go and post on my Facebook on my status and just say thanks to Ben publicly, because obviously I can't tag him in YOLO, because that was just, honestly, it was really good. So we'll get the recording on the YouTube channel straight away, and I'll send it to you so you can send that to your team, because that was amazing. And I imagine that even the people I know we have a couple of people that probably went to that conference, like Carolina, and I think Pavel was on earlier. And I don't know if they probably have already heard that, but God, I could hear that every day, I think, for the next year, and that would totally fire me up. So thank you so much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for doing this call with us, and for really just, I really feel like you're, you know who you are, as a person. And I feel like you know who you really are, and you just shared that with us, and you really came from the heart. And that really is what Team YOLO always is about. Lauren is always saying, always come from the heart and always love on other people. And I really feel like that you shined that through. So thank you so much, Ben. Thank you so much for taking the time out on your Monday evening. I know it's probably 11 o'clock for you right now. So, thanks so much, everybody. You'll see us all. If you could get those homework sent to me by next Monday, the email's mintoyolo@gmail.com. And I just want everybody to hold themselves accountable. Like, I'm not going to chase you for it, but, hold yourself accountable for doing the homeworks. And I'm gonna finish the call before the dogs start barking and going crazy. So thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week for another massive speak on. Thank you so much, Ben. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.